Welcome to Financial Fridays. Just dough, no glaze with Dre and Smiley. Smiley, man. So I know you have a lot of topics you've talked about related to finance. Although we are not financial professionals, we've lived our lives and we have had some experiences. And on your YouTube channel, Just Dough, No Glaze, you talk a lot about kind of just financial savvy, readiness, kind of one-on-one topics, things like that. Give me a topic for today.
My topic for today is risk. And people that risk means something a lot to different to everyone. And risk is basically the potential for loss. So if I have $100 and I invest it, what's the potential of me losing something? Well, the potential loss is $100 because that's the risk. A lot of times people any harm, any when you think of risk and harm, the risk is I can lose my money, the harm is I don't have it anymore. So a lot of times when you look at it from a financial perspective, my money in my pocket is the least risky. It's with me. It's not at a risk for loss. But if it's in a bank, the risk is I get 1% on in the bank. Now, however, recently, if I have 300,000 in the bank and the bank is only assured at 250,000, then my 50,000 is at risk if the bank collapses. So every time you let your money go, there's a potential that it may not come back. So the risk of what's the risk of it coming back and what's the risk of it coming back with friends? Some people have big risk. They go to the casinos. They don't mind dropping 5 G's on a number because they can afford to lose 5 G's and that 5 G's may get them 25. I don't have that risk tolerance.
Wait, you said something. Say it again. Say it again. What's the risk of your money coming back with what?
Friends.
Friends?
Friends.
I love it.
Friends.
I
F R
love
I
it.
like if I invest my money, I invest a
Break that down for
thousand.
me. Break that down for me.
All right. So basically, in simple mathematical terms or financial terms, if I had put out 1,000 and I get 10% return, it comes back with 100 friends. My 1,000 comes back with 100.
I love
So
it.
I came back with friends. But if I put out 1,000 and it comes back with 500, then I lost 500. So my risks, I just lost 50%. So it came back with
The
no
goal is to
friends. It
have
came
your
back
money come
less.
back with friends.
Yeah, I want to come back with friends. And what's the risk of it coming back with friends? Is it a high risk? If I put it in the bank, it can come back with 1% of friends, 1,000 at
Mm,
1%. Or if I put it in something that may be private equity or something like a dividend paying stock, it may come back with a little bit of friends over time. But that's
yeah.
where our risk tolerance comes in. How much money do we want to put out that may not come back or will come back with friends? That's the way I look at it.
So
And I'm
tell me this.
quoting, uh, I was just going to say, I'm quoting Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. He's the guy who
Ah,
coined, I would put my money out. I send my kids to summer camp and I want them to come back with friends. And his kids are
okay.
his money. So,
The money. Got it. Got it. Love
yeah.
it. Love it. So, I guess when I think about risk, right, for me, I'll be honest, this probably won't surprise anyone that knows me. I'm not a huge risk taker. I know the downside of that is that, you know, wealth will come slowly for me compared to someone who's a big risk taker. I think about friends of mine who are risk takers and, they have seen peaks and valleys, um, probably more peaks. But the valley part is what scares me. Like I don't want to have to deal with, you know, no return at any point. I'd rather just have just give me and I know for those that are risk takers, this sounds like some cockamamie-ness. I just made that word up. But, just give me my little pennies over the years, and I'll accumulate them, that type of thing. But what do you think about that in terms of those that are big risk takers compared to those that aren't?
But I would call it calculated risk. For example,
Mm,
if you know, and not to say you got insider information, but let's say we're in Nashville. I was in Nashville a couple months visiting Dre, and there's certain parts of the city that's just bustling. They're growing it, they're doing a whole bunch of stuff. And you're like, well, if I put 100 grand on this property, I may have to sit there for 3 to 5 years. But I know because my friend at the city council told me they're getting ready to build a whole hotel and a whole eatery center right a half a block from this property. So that's a
Right.
calculated risk because you have an opportunity to 10x your money, meaning your money can go
Mm,
10 times or 20 times. Now, you may say,
mhm.
well, during those 5 years, I'm paying taxes, I'm paying insurance, but the amount of money you put out is going to dwarf, it's going to be so minimal compared to the upside you'll have once all this development comes around your facility. So I like
Makes sense.
calculated risk, and a lot of people take zero risk, and therefore
Mm,
they're only you only I read something and someone said this on a podcast. You only make money, you only get wealthy while you're sleeping, meaning your money
yeah,
has to grow. You
yeah.
alone with 365 days, even if you make 1,000, 2,000 a day, 5,000 a day, you don't have enough energy and life minutes to get wealthy, truly wealthy, unless your money is growing,
Mm,
compounding, or doing something while you're sleeping. And in order to
that
have
makes
your
sense.
money grow while you're sleeping, you have to put some of it at risk. Now,
At risk.
would you want to put all of it at risk at the risk of getting put out of your house because you can't pay your mortgage, you can't pay your car? No, but you want to put a portion at risk, calculated
Calculated.
risk, because you need the multiples. You don't have enough
Makes
time in
sense.
our lifetime. I think there's so many days that we have in our life, and someone had just posted it on LinkedIn. And if I could pull it up, it says, actually, it was one of our podcast guests, Maurice Philogene, posted on his LinkedIn channel how many days you live if you're alive for so many days. Oh, here it is. He put a calendar out. If you live for age of 40, oh man, how many days is it? Oh, yeah, if you're 40 years old, you've lived 14,600 days and you have 14,235 days left. Well, he put this on
Woo!
to imply that you don't have that many days if you look at your life minutes. You take
Mm,
80, let's say you check out, move to heaven at 80. You need to put something to multiply because you don't have enough time to grow wealthy if you're not risky with some portion of your capital.
so the goal is, if I can summarize, the goal is to take calculated risks that allow your children to go to camp and come back with friends. I
A
love
lot
it,
of
man.
friends. A
A
lot of
lot of friends.
friends.
All right. Hope everyone has a great Friday and a great weekend. We'll catch you guys next week.
Awesome.